screen with you. We're going to start talking about an incredible opportunity. Tonight we're going to be talking about, a term that every household in this country is going to be hearing about in the near future. It's called nutrigenomics. It's the research of how nutrients and natural compounds, foods, affect our genes. You're going to be hearing about the activation of pathways. You're going to be hearing about biohacking the aging code. And let me just go ahead and go into biohacking right now and kind of help you to understand what's going on. Simply biohacking, is just taking control of your own biology. It's becoming the best version of yourself, optimizing the genetic potential. It's getting your own body to do its own work, what your body was meant to do, when we were young, right? And that's using nutrigenomics to make that happen. We're all being hijacked right now, physically, from a stress standpoint, emotional standpoint, a biochemical standpoint, toxins, electromagnetic fields from these little boogers right here and all these machines that we use on a daily basis, and as well as allergies. So what this opportunity is tonight is to kind of help you understand how it kind of, just kind of coincides with that, to help you to understand there is actually something out there for you to put into your body. And let's talk about the opportunity for a quick minute or two. Still, people today don't really understand that we live in a gig economy. And what I mean by gig economy, most people today work for performance, right? They're on a contract. And if a company doesn't like your performance, guess what, folks? You're gone. They don't renew your contract. And what that means is they don't have to pay benefits. So I've got some startling facts that I shared with a lot of you last week that I want to share with you again tonight. And be thinking about a few of these questions. I could be talking directly to you. And before I get into the facts, are you satisfied financially where you are today? When my wife and I started this business in 2009, we started because we got hit hard financially. In 2009, we owned a wellness company. All our eggs are in one basket. And when those corporations were forecasting for that next year, trimming fat, trying to hang on to as many employees as they could, we lost 3 six-figure contracts in 30 days, and it brought us to our knees. Never in a million years would I've ever thought this would have retired us, but we got started with this company because we wanted, a second stream of income, what we call today as a side hustle. So are you on pace to retire? Are you saving money? Or is that even an option for you baby boomers and above out there? Are you looking for some retirement help? As I mentioned, or a side hustle, like a second stream of income, just maybe to pay off some debt. I got a little girl that's getting ready to go off to Florida State. How about to pay off, college tuition or to save for college tuition if you're not there yet. And if you have kids, it's coming. So what I want you to be thinking about is all those questions that I just rang out, all right? If that resonates with you, for the people that are looking for that second stream of income, for those of you that are looking at this from a health standpoint, I have an incredible guest that I'm about ready to introduce. But what I want all of you to understand, what companies are doing today, because we live in a gig economy, they're trying to remove the brick and mortar from the equation. Okay. For example, I owned a wellness company. I had payroll, right? We had marketing, we had legal, we had advertising. I can go on and on and on what it takes to operate a business. Look at Uber, the first company that I see on this slide right here. How much did Uber pay last month for its maintenance bill on their taxi cabs? A big fat zero. Is because they removed the brick and mortar. That's what corporations are doing today. They're condensing everything. Is because they're in the business of connecting people. They're in the business of building a network. And that's precisely what this opportunity is all about. Just like where Airbnb is doing. They don't own any hotel property, right? So they're connecting people. So keep that in the back of your mind as I share this incredible opportunity with you. Now, this company provides us a 500 billion with a B market. The anti-aging market is now a $300 billion industry. The skincare industry is $121 billion. Actually, I didn't know this, but pet care now is $67 billion. You know, smart energy is a $50 billion industry, and weight loss, you know, weight management, that's the industry that I was in for 34 years, is up to $37 billion. So tonight, we have an incredible guest speaker that I totally look up to. We go back now, my goodness, 3 or 4 years. Let me just read out some of her bio. She's an internal medicine doctor that specializes in wellness, anti-aging, hormone replacement therapy, digestion. She's on the medical advisory board for LifeVantage, and she has been on a mission to improve the health of patients and slow down the aging process. And I don't think she could have found a better fit, a better connection with what this company is doing. Please welcome Dr. Deb Viglione to the webinar. Deb, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks, Gabe.
Great to have you on. Very excited for tonight. You know, I know there's a lot of information to cover tonight, but I thought what we could do is let's talk about the activators first, okay? Our NRF2 Protandim, then we'll talk about our NRF1, okay? Just kind of help everyone understand, you know, that taking supplements is a thing of the past, right? It's right. Supplementation's gone. It's all about activation now, getting your own body to do its own work. Just kind of expand on that and go right into our flagship product, Protandim NRF2.
Okay, right. When I met or was introduced to this product at the World Congress on Anti-Aging in 2014, I believe. And I've been doing this kind of medicine for over 20 years. When you saw that slide about being hijacked, when I started this, chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia was just kind of getting out there. Now, the amount of people that are sick because of our environment and being hijacked with all these things that Gabe went over is just huge. So I had been supplementing with nutrition, with supplements, doing some genetic testing, but all that's kind of really come to the forefront. But I was helping people, but I wasn't getting to the bottom, which is what we call oxidative stress. And that is caused by free radicals, which are bad guys in our body that damage our cells and cause inflammation. And that's the root cause of all aging and disease. And we were not even getting a hold of it at all with doing antioxidants. You know, everybody's probably been on an antioxidant or a multi-antioxidant. You go to the eye doctor, he's going to put you on some antioxidants for your eyes. But they just knock out one free radical at a time. And then it's one and done. So vitamin C is going to knock out one free radical. Folks, our bodies make millions every second, 9 pounds a year. So we're never going to win the ball game doing that. So when I heard about this flagship product, which is Protandim NRF2, I was blown away. I was presented the science of gene activation versus supplementation. When you take this product, which is a synergy of 5 herbs, it turns on pathways in your body that make you gobble up free radicals, millions every second. You're creating more good guys than you could possibly do taking vitamin C, vitamin E. I used to send people out on 30 supplements routinely. And now they go out with Vitality Stack, maybe 1 or 2 other things. And I am seeing so much more results than I ever saw in my entire career. I was not into network marketing either, like Gabe was, but I am just blown away with this product, what it's done, and that, you know, the business opportunity is amazing. Hey, Gabe, a friend of mine who's into stockbroking, I hadn't seen him in a year and a half, and I got a text from him the other day. I know you invested in this. he said, look what the stock is doing. So it's huge. Wall Street's taking notice of what we have.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's exciting right now. It's the buzz on the street. The investment firms are really grasping a hold, of this company, and it's precisely what Darren Jensen, our CEO, is doing. So on Nerf2 activation, what I want everyone to understand is taking antioxidants are now a thing of the past, because we found a way for your body to start making them. And as Dr. Viglione just said, making them is a better tool. It kills 1 million bad guys per second versus one and done. It's actually safer, because if you take too many, antioxidants, they actually become a pro-oxidant. So this is new science right here. And since I just mentioned the word science, Dr. Viglione, can you kind of walk everybody through what they're seeing on this slide right here, as far as PubMed and the studies and everything?
This is huge. I'm a target because I do natural medicines for multiple companies, particularly other network marketing companies that are marketing nutritional supplements, anti-aging products. Problem is, they would always come in and I'd say, show me your science, show me your data, show me what your product does. They could never do that. PubMed is the government's website where peer-reviewed research is published. Now, that's research that has been done by universities. It's not biased research. It has been scrutinized. Sometimes they have to go back and do more experimentation. It can take 10, 15 years to get a peer-reviewed article out there. And when I joined the company, there were 11. We now have 27 peer-reviewed studies. These are done by universities on their dime. Unbelievable. And you see a list of some of them right here. It's just incredible to me that this is in our hands and not in a pharmaceutical, that we have our hands on something so powerful, so proven. Even if we got a competitor, Gabe, it would take 20 years to catch up to where we are. I mean,
right.
It's amazing.
Yeah. That's what most people understand, is we're light years away. And folks, what Dr. Viglione was talking about on peer-reviewed studies, it's the most scrutinized way to get something completely validated by experts in that field of study. And did you know, if one of them doesn't agree with the science, it doesn't make it into that journal? It's unequivocal. And it's a 4 to 6 year process. It's just not everybody says yes and they go ahead and do it. It's scrutinized over and over and over again. So just a very important tip tonight. When it comes to your health, never Google it. Okay, I promise you, if Dr. Viglione was trying to fix you and she's trying to figure out what's happening internal, with what's going on in your body, she's not going to Google it. She's going to go to the National Institutes of Health, pubmed.gov. You just get so many people out there, folks, that are whack jobs. They're bloggers, and it's their opinion. And by the way, Wikipedia is a blog. Okay, so don't go to Wikipedia when it comes to your health. And most people just don't understand that. So Dr. Viglione, let's walk in to the sister product now. To me, this is extremely exciting, because you hear the word microbiomes all over the place now. You hear mitochondria, you hear all this kind of stuff. Can you help everybody understand the sister or the brother product of NRF2 Protandim? It's NRF1, so it's a different pathway, folks.
Sure. One of the biggest mechanisms or things that happen when you age and get disease is what we call mitochondrial dysfunction. Those are what they call organelles that are inside all your cells, and they produce 90% of the body's energy. Well, as you age, they get dysfunctional and you lose them. That's why we don't have the energy we did when we were children, or even at 20 years old. We can't run as fast as we used to because we're losing these mitochondria. And Gabe, the last couple of years, they've been saying the primary mechanism of cancer formation is mitochondrial dysfunction. So you really want strong mitochondria. So I was thrilled when our company came out with Protandim NRF1. NRF1 is a pathway that creates new mitochondria and repairs existing mitochondria, which is exactly what we need as we age. Now, the one thing I didn't expect, I should have, if I'd really thought through it, but it takes energy to run all the reactions in the body. And nerf 1 and nerf 2 biochemically work together like this. The nerf 1 provides the extra energy that the nerf 2 needs to do its stuff to create all those good guys to detox the body. One of the great things about nerf 2 is it gets rid of toxins, heavy metals, pesticides, unbelievable detoxifier, but the nerf 1 helps it work better. And since I started using the two together, I rarely see a side effect. I mean, it's absolutely amazing, and I see results so much quicker.
I know when I started taking Nerf 1, I started to really go into deep sleep, REM sleep,
Right.
and everything is it's more clear. Can you kind of help everyone understand, that also in addition to increased energy, you're actually going to sleep better.
Yeah, I don't think we know exactly why that happens, Gabe, but it has been a consistent good side effect or an effect of the Nerf 1. When Nerf 2 came out, people did report better sleep, but Nerf 1, it's consistently. I remember, I don't know, 2 or 3 days into me taking it, I had the heaviest, deepest night's sleep I'd had probably in 6, 7 years. I was like, this is unbelievable. But you wake up feeling refreshed. I noticed that my brain function is so much better, especially late in the day when you're starting to wind down. Sometimes I'll take an extra too. If I've got a long day, I've got to drive, and it just keeps you like the Energizer Bunny. You just keep going. It's amazing.
I mean, I don't think there's a person out there that couldn't use more energy and sleep better. Folks, that's what those two products do, okay? Something that's very, very important, that I had mentioned was, the increased energy. A lot of people use, coffee, like a secondary source, to try to get your energy up, or use energy drinks and things like that. This gets to the root of the problem. That pathway, turns on the body's ability to make more ATP, and that's basically just juicing up, and boosting your mitochondria, and that's why you have more energy. Now, I mentioned the word microbiome. Okay, that's our third product. That's becoming my favorite product because I'm doing research now, and I'm hearing just all kinds of incredible research that's coming from how important the gut is.
Absolutely. Funny, Gabe, when I started this kind of medicine, I would send tests off to look at people's food. I said, you can't be healthy if your microbiome, your gut isn't healthy. Are you guys getting an echo? I'm getting a big echo here.
Yeah, I am too.
I don't know.
It's not that bad, but
okay. But I told people, I said, that is a big indicator of your health is your gut. And so I would send and look at everybody's poop. And I still do. The gut is so important, though. Now it's hitting the news, but I truly believe that everybody, including children, need to be on a probiotic, because that gut lining is your first line of defense against your viruses, your bacteria, your fungus, allergies. So much of that is due to a disrupted microbiome. That lining that you have in your intestine is just one cell layer thick, and you've got these tight junctions that need to stay tight so the invaders can't get through. And you've probably heard the term leaky gut. When it gets leaky, the invaders get into our body, and we don't want that. Now, what's so beautiful about our probiotic, I've literally used hundreds throughout my career. We came out with one, and I'm so big deal, another probiotic. But this has patented technology that's a delayed release technology, so that the bacteria are delivered just where they need to be. Some of them in the lower intestine, some of it in the higher up in the small intestine. It's amazing to me. I don't know how they put that technology together, but I can tell you it works. We also added something called beta-glucan, which turns on those white cells in the intestine to help fight the bad guys again. What I noticed when I started, I just put a few bottles up, suggested some people try it. People came in raving about this, that they'd had normal bowel movements for the first time in 10 years. They weren't distended. Their gut didn't hurt. They were able to lose weight. It was unbelievable. And I just looked at it. I said, I can't believe this little probiotic does so much. I literally can't keep it on the shelves. I mean, I've never had people come back over and over and over to buy a probiotic, but this one they do. And you can't lose weight or keep it off if you do not have a healthy microbiome. So that's to be the mainstay of our weight management system. It's got great other companion products, a cleanse to help remove all that extra stool weight that you have. It has a fat burn that I think is just killer. It really does help you burn that stubborn abdominal fat. And we have a great protein drink that's a really quality whey protein. So the combination of it is amazing. But in the Vitality Stack, we have that probio because that is part of the essentials of being health, or what we call our core, our 4 core pillars, or the core essentials. You've got to have a probiotic in that regime.
Yeah, I call it the core 4.
Yeah.
You always read about these probiotics that are on the shelves, and it says, 900. I'm just making this up.
No, they have 900 billion.
900 billion CFUs. And then you find ours has like 4 billion. But help the audience understand that over 60% actually gets to the gut, where all other of these probiotics, regardless how many CFUs, it's colony units or whatever it is, only 4%. So the industry average, folks, is between 4 and 7%. And because of the timed release that Dr. Viglione was talking about, over 60% gets to the gut. Just kind of help them understand the enormity of that.
It's amazing. And that's why this works so much better. I've talked to multiple of the big, we call them nutraceutical companies, about their probiotics since I saw so much results with ours. And it has actually 6 billion, because they say the minimum you need is 20, not if it's getting there. 60% delivery is huge. These companies told me, it's just a numbers game. We just add more in there. I said, how do you even know your product's getting where it needs to go? And they just shrug their shoulders because they don't. Most of them don't do any research at all. And I'm sure you've seen in the news multiple probiotics, once they leave the factory, they study them. The stuff's not even alive in them. They don't, they're dead bacteria. In ours, it's alive. It's at room temperature. You don't have to put it in the refrigerator, and it just works. It's amazing.
Folks, always remember this, okay? When you use the word supplements, you should, in your mind, you should see a question mark, okay? Because there's no science. And then when you use the word activators, right? Those are facts. These are activators, okay? And those little hexagon, three little pills that you take, are encapsulated, and that's how it gets to where it needs to go. The stomach acids doesn't burn it up in the stomach. So that's the reason why. And then lastly, Dr. Viglione, let's talk about, the 4th product of the Vitality Stack of our core 4 is our Omega Plus.
One of the things I love about our company is it's very responsive. We now have over 800 healthcare providers in here. And one of the things that we would say is, okay, you got to take the Nerf 1, Nerf 2, and the probiotic, and you need vitamin D and fish oil. And they said, well, let's go to market and let's get that. So they took fish oil and actually added some vitamin D to it, which I think was brilliant. But what's so important about fish oil is getting a quality fish oil. And that's very difficult as a consumer to really know, because people put on the label that they may be free of mercury. You don't know that. I mean, you've got to have a reliable company that they've gotten healthy fish that are not full of mercury and other toxins. We can actually trace our product to the boat and the actual fish that was caught. Everything is processed right there. There are no heavy metals involved.
Deb, I'm losing you.
Okay. I don't know, where there's no heavy.
Okay, she looks like she's frozen. So basically what
I can't hear you. Are you frozen? I'm going to keep talking. But there's no heavy metals. It's pure. It's not oxidized. It's heavy on omega-3. It also has omega-7s, which helps with weight management. But it's heavy on DHA more so than EPA, because DHA is so important for the brain. And being that we're a biotech anti-aging type company, our emphasis needs to be on the brain because the brain runs the body. And the combination NRF1, NRF2 is very anti-inflammatory. I think we're lost. I completely lost Gabe. I don't know whether to keep talking or not. Okay, I'm gonna get back on. I'm gonna stay on here in case he comes back on. Otherwise, I'm gonna go. There's a bunch of chat people. Let me see what they're saying. Can you can see and hear me? Okay, people say they can hear me. Okay, so anyway, there was a study released in 2016 where the National Institute on Aging was trying to find products that extended life. And Protandim NRF2, I'm proud to say, was the only nutritional supplement that was shown to extend median lifespan in mice. That is absolutely huge. But one of the things studied was fish oil, and fish oil actually decreased the lifespan in those mice, and they found out it was because the fish oil was oxidized or rancid. You don't want that. And that's why it's so important when you get a fish oil to get the proper one. Let's see what time it is. I don't know if Gabe's going to get back. And we probably need to shift a little bit now. So that's our core 4 or our vitality stack. And I literally, when people come to see me, I get them on that first and usually add a little more vitamin D. And then I watch them heal. And I really enjoy doing that. One of the other products I'll just briefly touch on is our skincare because I am in the cosmetic and anti-aging business. This is exceptional. There's nothing on the market like it. We have 2 patents. We're the only patented skincare that I know of. Pretty sure we're the only ones out there. We actually generate new collagen. We have skin biopsies to show it. We protect the cells from UV damage from the light. And I know we failed to talk about that last week, but I think it's a really, really big deal. Do you want to move on, Gabe? Are you back with us?
Yeah, it is what it is, right? I don't know if it's the storms that we have in the area, but we lost everybody.
Well, they said they could hear me, so I kept talking.
Good. That's fantastic. What I want everyone to understand, folks, is we have something that we wasn't supposed to have. Those activators at NRF2 and NRF1 were first to market. And what I first found out about this company, it was on an ABC primetime investigative report. To me, that was fantastic. It was huge because, if I owned a wellness company, I know if ABC News did a positive spin on my wellness company, I would probably still have it, And then, not having any competition was the biggest reason why I jumped on board. And because of those 2 factors right there, I was able to walk away from a 34-year career in 22 months. And it's not about me. In the last 4.5 years, we've retired 25 families. That's how big this opportunity is. Nutrigenomics, Wall Street just came out and said a few months ago, it's going to be a $600 billion industry by the year 2020. So some bullet points on LifeVantage. It's publicly traded. Very, very important. Everything that Dr. Viglione said tonight, everything that's coming out of my mouth, we can't embellish. When I started with this company back in 2009, it was a $3 million company in annual revenues. Now we're just under $250 million, right? We only had 1 product. Now we have a bunch of different products, right? So everything's moving in the right direction. By the way, the stock was at 17 cents. We wasn't even on the NASDAQ. We were a penny stock. So I've watched this company grow into 1 product, into a multitude of products. I've watched it grow from 1 country to, we're in business as a distributor standpoint in 11 countries now. We just added 7 more from a customer standpoint. I'll get to that in a second. But in addition to that, strong financial foundation. What I want all of you to understand, over 70% of the $200 million this company did, it's all on customers. It's because of what Dr. Viglione just talked about in the last 20 minutes. It's the validity. If you have white paper, You know, you have peer-reviewed studies that actually backs up what she said. So that's huge right there. Think about that. That's our foundation. That's the bedrock of this company. Most network marketing companies, 70% are just distributors, you know, and 30% are customers, right? Because it's a weight loss shake, right? You know, a Me Too product is what I say. Strong leadership. You know, if you take the executive team, over 100 years in this industry. The man behind the helm, Darren Jensen, he spent 26 years in this industry. There's only been 13 companies ever make it to $1 billion in annual revenues, and he was responsible of 2 of them. So now this is his first gig, you know, with a CEO position with this company. He's basically turned around that ship in the last couple of years, and you can see what direction the stock is going in. I love the fact that it's international. These are our markets now. We started in the United States, then we went to Japan, then we went to Mexico, then we went to Canada, went to Australia, went to Hong Kong, you know, went to Thailand, and then we went to the European Union, which includes Great Britain, Northern Ireland, Wales, and Scotland. And then we opened up the Netherlands, Germany, and just last month we opened up Taiwan. These are the countries at the bottom, the Global Customer Program. Those are the next countries that are up and coming to be, you know, involved, you know, from a distributor standpoint. So look at that. Italy, France, Ireland, Austria, Belgium, New Zealand, and now the Dominican Republic. So if you go to Yahoo Finance and you type in our stock symbol, you're going to find out that this company is projected to be in 100 markets. 100, folks. I'll say this, and I say this every week, the largest income earners are not even enrolled yet. Think about that statement for a second. I love the fact that this company is working on, you know, branding. We are the title sponsor for a Major League Soccer franchise, Real Salt Lake. It's the season going on right now. We're in 80 countries. I love the fact that the jerseys say Life Vantage on it. So from a timing standpoint, this company is getting ready to, you know, to go into what we call critical mass. And then after critical mass, it's what's called momentum. Right now, we're still in the infancy stage. Even though we're not a startup company, all of you could have bought this product as far back as 2003. From 2003 to 2009, it was in the retail space. Think about this for a second, folks. Nobody even knew anything about the products. You know, it was in the GNC stores. You know, there were 1,600 GNC stores in this country, and they were averaging 1/4 of 1 bottle per month per store. I mean, think about that. And no disrespect to, you know, clerks who work in a GNC store, but could they tell you the difference between direct, like Dr. Viglione did, one and done, as opposed to indirect, 1 million to 1 per second, every second? What got me to the top of this company, I didn't understand the science. I'd go to my friend and says, what team do you want to be on? You want to be on the one and done team? Or do you want to be on the 1 million to 1 team per second? That was easy. That's the enormity of what we're talking about. So taking supplements are a thing of the past. We found a way for your body to make them. It's a better tool, as I mentioned. It's safer, as I mentioned, and it's more efficient. And that's what we're screaming at the mountaintops. It's called nutrigenomics, getting away from drugs and getting your own body to do its own work, what your body was meant to do for the first 20 years of life, and that's make more good guys. Now, we do have a proven system, you know, and timing I'll talk about right now, what I love. Now, think about this, folks, especially for those of you that are looking this for a side hustle, a second stream of income, maybe to pay off some debt. I got involved with this business 9 years ago, literally to make $2,200 a month to keep my 2 kids in private school. Never in a million years would I ever thought I'd be doing this full time and I would be able to afford to walk away from a 34-year career. I kid you not. It's incredible. Now think about how we're doing business today. I am in my dining room in my home. Dr. Viglione is in, where are you right now?
I'm in my dining room.
Okay. She's in Pensacola. I'm in Jacksonville, and we're actually building a business together. And we're in the confines of our own home. And we're touching people as far as, you know, west is California, as far as northeast is New York, and abroad in the confines of our own home, and it doesn't cost us a penny. And we're touching people so much faster now because the advent of the internet. That's why this industry has grown. Now, look at this, folks. From 2011, 158 billion to 2017 to 189 billion. It's because of what we're doing right now. You know, women love to keep their eye on their children, right? This would be a perfect in-home business that they can build from the confines of this little booger right here and the laptop, right? So the reason why we're the second largest in the world now, we're only second to oil and gas, is because the advent of the internet. We can, you know, we're working, you know, more efficiently, you know, and we're touching so many people so much faster. Long time ago, you heard this saying, you know, to shake the president's hand, it's 7 degrees of separation. Not anymore. It's 2 or 3 degrees now. So everything's moving a lot faster. And that's what I love about this. Timing's everything in life, folks. In real estate, it's location, location, location. Warren Buffett, who I guess all of you would agree knows a little bit about making money, right? And by the way, he owns a network marketing company. He's no dummy. It's one of his top earners from a company standpoint. He says if you're going to get involved in network marketing, you get involved before the wave, not during the wave, and certainly not after the wave. So if you see a little symbol down there where it says early, that's where we are. There's
Okay. I don't hear him anymore. Feedback, anybody? Okay, Gabe looks frozen. I don't think I am. But guys, you know, now's the time to get involved, not up here or at the top. So I think what he wanted to stress is the timing of the business. While he's kind of out, I want to address something because we got a question. We didn't really address too much clinically, but this is a synergy on those gene activators between the ingredients. They're relatively low doses of each ingredient. So if you've had a side effect to an ingredient in the past, doesn't mean you're going to have a side effect to this. And it's the synergy and the gene activation that brings about the response, not so much as the individual ingredient. So rarely have I found somebody that cannot take this, unlike taking a supplement like what we were talking about before. And especially if you take the core 4 and you help your body along, it just doesn't seem to be an issue. I don't have access to the rest of Gabe's slide, but I think he was going to go through timing, which is that. Oh, and then compensation. We could just touch on that briefly. There's a lot of different companies out there. Oh, here's back. You back, Gabe? I was just moving to compensation, but I had dabbled in a few network marketing companies before, and I'll tell you, it wasn't fair the way you got paid. This company pays amazing. When Gabe gets back on, he's going to show you the income statement because we are a publicly traded company, so nothing is hidden, nothing is on the sly. It's very upfront. Just with the initial customers and initial distributors, we get a 40% commission. That's absolutely huge. Gabe, are you with us yet?
Yeah, I am. I apologize, folks. It's, you know, I need to be hardwired. That's what Jill just said. We're having some thunderstorms out here, and it is what it is. But, you know, just to finish up really, really quick on the timing, it's very, very important to be able to be, you know, a part of something before it actually happens, right? You always hear about opportunities and you always think to yourself, oh, I was too late. You can't ever say that again. Okay, so we're just in the infancy stage, folks. Even though we're established, you know, 8.5-year company doing 200 million, still, if you go to somebody tomorrow and you ask them, who is LifeVantage? What is, you know, activation? What is nutrigenomics? What are pathways? Nobody knows what you're talking about. All right, so huge, huge opportunity for you and your family. And I don't know what just happened. I lost my screen.
Just
I
show
love
the
technology.
earnings.
Yeah. Okay. So folks, you know, so timing's everything. Where money is made in the momentum. 80% is made, you know, in that momentum phase. And that's what I want all of you to know. And you have to hit critical mass, which this company is just now getting to right now. So think about this. I got a question to ask you, Dr. Viglione. How much does it cost you to open up your practice?
I don't even know, but I'm still paying off my debt, Gabe. It's terrible.
Folks, I'll say this. In 1987, my first health club cost $500,000, okay? I didn't have the $500,000. Went to the bank, had to sign a personal guarantee, and if I didn't pay that $19,000 note each month, they came and took my home. Folks, that's a risk. I wouldn't advise anybody to do that, okay? This opportunity, there's no risk involved. You're buying product. Here's the worst case scenario. You don't make 1 red cent, but you become healthier because you're just buying product. You're going to consume it. And if you don't want to consume it with your family, you can sell it at retail and make money. So here are 2 examples of how you get started. First and foremost, you buy a starter kit. That's what we call the business in the box. It has the proven plan in it. It's what I learned how to become a professional networker. And then you buy product, right? So you have to be a product of the product to be able to tell people about it, right? So there's these 2 ways to come in. You can come in as a gold pack, and the cost is $650. You can read this at the very bottom of that pack. You're saving 25% off the wholesale price. So you get you're actually saving more money than you would if you were just a customer, because when you become a distributor, you buy it at a lower cost. So if you look at the value of the $650, the full price, the value's over $860. All right. So not only do you get 2 Vitality stacks, you get some activators, you get some Axio, which is a nootropic, and you get the weight management system that Dr. Viglione was talking about. Now, the pack that Dr. Viglione and I we came in on the platinum package just because it's the biggest bang for your buck. You save 30% off the product. You just get more of it. It's a $1,780 value at the $1,250 buy-in. So think about this, folks. You're going to own your own distribution company. You know what that means? You're Mr. Starbucks. You're not a franchisee, right? For $1,250. Now, the cost of doing business is $200. So all you do is go out, get 2, 3, 4 people, taking the product, and it offsets or mitigates the $200 cost. Now, for you business owners out there, what if I said to you that next month and that month after and after and after, the cost for you to operate your business is $200? So on the balance sheet, under fixed cost, it says $200. That includes payroll. Where would you be financially? Where we are. Right? So think about that. So the cost of getting in, all right, is nothing. And then it costs $200, to operate your business, and you can offset it with customers. So the lowest that you can spend per month is $40 a month. And there's 8 different ways of being paid, but what I'll talk to each and every one of you about is the difference between linear income, right? And leveraged income. Linear income is if you went to work today like Dr. Viglione did, right? If you work 8 hours, you get paid 8 hours, right? If you own your business or you're in management or you're on salary, hate to tell you, you probably worked 9 or 10 hours, but you only got paid for 8, right? Welcome to the real world. So you're trading time for money is what you're doing. Once you leave, you're unemployed. Right? You got to start over again. How's that working for you? I know 34 years in the fitness world, the word retirement was nowhere on the horizon. Because of leveraged income, we were able to walk away from our 34-year career in 22 months. And that's doing something one time and getting paid month after month after month. That's the difference. So in other words, if I went in and saw Dr. Viglione today, and she treated me and I paid her whatever the cost is, that check is coming to her month after month after month, but she only seen me once, okay? So what that means, I've been a distributor for LifeVantage now. August 30th will be 9 years. I'm still getting paid today what I did nearly 9 years ago. And guess what, folks? It accrues, it grows exponentially, okay? And I'll just close with this, all right? This is an income disclosure statement. I love being publicly traded because every single penny is accurate. Not only does it have to pass the SEC, the Security and Exchange Commission, but it also has to pass muster for the Federal Trade Commission, all right, before we can relinquish and release this. So if you look at the, what we call the premier ranks, look at Premier Pro 4. You look at the third column and you see the monthly average income is $1,100 a month. The annual income is $14,000. Now, a Premier Pro 4 is when your business is doing $10,000 a month in revenue. That's not you doing it all yourself. You could have, 4 people on your team, and they're all doing $2,500 a piece. All right. So what I want you to understand is that leveraged income that I was telling you about, getting paid month after month after month. Of that $10,000 in revenue, just factor in 5%, because that's how what we call the royalty income is paid out. So that's a $500 a month residual check. Well, the average is a little over 1,000 because we get paid, 8 different ways. And then you can look at, Elite Pro 7. When you get paid, when you're an Elite Pro 7, now you're getting paid on the entire company. Your upline is your downline, right? You're getting paid on people outside your network. And that's all we do, folks. We take product, we refill the products, we get our friends to take the products and refill the product. And they tell their friends, and they tell their friends, and now you're looking at what the incomes are. Okay, it's incredible. So remember, we're not in the business of selling pills. We're in the business of building a network like Uber is doing. We're removing the brick and mortar from the equation. And if you look at the monthly income for the Elite Pro 7, it's a little over $11,000 a month. So now they're in the top 4% of income earners. So what I was taught when I got started, what is your residual bills? And then we worked backwards. So I was able to walk away from my career when we hit Elite Pro 8. When we hit Elite Pro 8, that's what it cost me to be able to walk away from the fitness business. So where are your residual bills at? And if you look at this slide right here, as I mentioned earlier, all we're doing is taking that 40 to 50 year plan. You work 40 to 50 hours a week for 40 to 50 years to retire on 40 to 50% what you couldn't live on when you're making 100%, right? And it condenses it into a 3 to 5 year plan. That's all we do. That's all this industry does. And we're just looking for some people that have the same needs, wants, and desires that we do from a physiological standpoint as well as a financial standpoint. So you'll love LifeVantage. They give back 48 cents of every dollar. Getting back to the compensation plan, 48 cents of every dollar comes back to us. So a lot of you are trying to analyze the comp plan. That's all you need to understand. And then go to other publicly traded companies in the network marketing space and see what their compensation plan gives back to the distributors. I haven't seen anything remotely close to that. So it's fascinating. And what I love is that this is some of the nonprofits that the company gives back to. I mean, we're fixing clefts, on on kids' faces. We're building homes in Mexico. We're donating mosquito nets. You can go on and on and on and on. And that's what I love about this company. So hopefully that just kind of gives you a little snapshot. We've kind of built, a little vision in your mind on what this is all about. So if you're looking for something that's category creating, that's not a Me Too product, that's not going to be a flash in the pan. In other words, the flavor of the month. And I hate to say this, but I use weight loss shakes. I was in the fitness business over 30 years. This is a new paradigm in health. It's coming with us or without us. It's called nutrigenomics. And we're the foremost leading authority. We're first to market. And the products are patented. They're peer-reviewed, unlike anything I've ever seen in the fitness business. And we have doctors on board. Last I heard, there was 800 doctors in Anaheim a couple of weeks ago at one of our trainings. We have incredible doctors like Dr. Viglione that really cares about the well-being of their patients and giving back. So with that said, get with the person that invited you tonight. Get yourself on the products, all right? And then if you need some more information, we can give you that information. If you are like me, get yourself a LifeVantage ID number and say, what do I do next? All right. And the best advice I could give you is be back here next Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time with 3 to 5 of your friends. And they could be in 3 to 5 different cities in the confines of their own home. That's how we build the business. So with that said, Dr. Viglione, thank you so much for being on tonight. I really appreciate your expertise. This is Gabe Pearson. Thank you so much for being on tonight. We'll see you next Monday night on the national webinar. Good night, everybody.
Night.